All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining my channel. My name is Denise. I'm a freedom activist and strategist in the state of California, and I'm one of the co-founders of an organization named Freedom Angels. We are based in California, and we are at freedom-angels.org. And today we have an awesome guest, Oscar. I asked Oscar to join us because during the presidential debate, Joe Biden went on his podium to say that there were no problems at the border in Mexico-United States border. And it is really imperative that we get this information out because there is a problem. And Oscar lives, you're right, Tijuana, Mexico. So this is really important information. And I'm going to let you start talking about it.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to your platform, and God bless my country of Mexico, my city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you so much. Yes, it's amazing that for almost 2 years and a half, we have been broadcasting when it comes to the caravans,
Mhm.
and the story. People need to learn what happened and why all these influx of migrants, and why with this influx of migrants there's a lot of child trafficking. It is a humongous multi-billion business that has been occurring in our borders in Tijuana, not only in the borders of Tijuana, but on our 6 states of our country of Mexico that connect to the United States of America. And the government of Barack Obama, they signed a contract that makes the country of the United States a globalist country. And it was the Globalist Compact of Immigration, that it was signed by 154 countries. This globalist compact was set for Hillary Clinton to sign it. Big surprise, Hillary Clinton didn't win. Donald Trump won, and he said, our country of the United States of America will never be a globalist communist country. He pushed away the globalist compact of immigration, and then you see the United States being sandwiched by Canada that signed the globalist compact of immigration, and the country that is being used as practically as a motel for the world, that is Mexico, and a trampoline for the world. Now, after the caravan started, humongous things about the declarations that everybody got offended. I'm a Mexican citizen and I was born in Mexico. A lot of Mexicans got offended by the words that Donald Trump was saying, that Mexico is not sending their best.
Right.
Now, he was not referring to Mexicans. He was referring because he knew what it was coming on these globalist agreements. That is, one of them is the globalist compact that I just mentioned. And all these caravans, MS-13s, MS-18s, a lot of drug trafficking, a lot of gun trafficking, a lot of organ trafficking, a lot
Yep.
of sex trafficking, and ultimately a lot of child trafficking. And we have been exposing that. Now, the number, it is remarkable. From 2018, when the caravan started, more than 34,000 kids have been trafficked in the caravans, that they're unaccompanied minors. Now, the number, it is remarkable when it comes to the 4 years of the administration of Trump right now. If it wasn't for this president, my God, I don't know what will happen to the borders. More than 72,000 kids have been registered by the Department of Homeland Security to be detained because they have been unaccompanied children. Now, these children, I have traveled 3 times to Central America and saw and see it for firsthand. In Guatemala, I had crossed in a water raft from Mexico to Guatemala and shown how these young kids, they know how they can use their age as a privilege, and also ultimately as to win money and being used to be trafficked in a fake family, and then
Yep.
also in a fake marriage, to cheat on a loophole to cross to the United States of America. This, Denise, they have been doing this for years now. It was not known because Barack Obama was hiding all of this stuff with nonprofit organizations that they were working to benefit from this enormous child trafficking. Ultimately, Hollywood is involved also, but nonprofit organizations like Pueblos Sin Fronteras, that is stationed in Chicago, No More Deaths, that is stationed in Arizona, Border Support Network and Caravan Support Network, that are stationed in California, and also Antifa. We have seen all these groups over here in our borders, and all these groups are creating and instigating migrants to cheat on loopholes and to cross illegally to the United States of America. This has been a humongous and huge business. We have seen and we have evidence. I have evidence of these lawyers that they are cheating on our Constitution in Mexico by bringing in their law and by practicing law in our country of Mexico without a permit, creating marriages and creating families so they can not only, imagine this, foreigners helping foreigners in a foreign country breaking the law. Ultimately, this is a humongous goal, not only for child trafficking, human smuggling, drug trafficking, but now that the mail-in ballots are in and all this situation that is going in, all these irregular entries to particularly Democratic states that they are overwhelmed with documentation like fake IDs, fake licenses, they give them the privilege to get to a voting booth or to vote. Ultimately, the number two states that they're predominant for voting irregularly, it is California and it is New York. So yes, there's a lot of child trafficking. This is why I did a video, Denise, and I was so like, you got to be kidding me with this. Like, the guy doesn't even know what a coyote is. You have to be kidding me with this.
Triggered me. Look, I came from the health freedom movement. I talk more about bodily autonomy and sovereignty, which has turned into a global issue. And
Yes.
when I'm second generation American Mexican. My parents came here. My grandparents came. They worked the fields. And it's very shocking to see people telling me that I'm racist because I'm bringing up these types of issues. The issues at the border, the child trafficking, the organ trafficking, the women who are found at the border who died from rape and murder. Nobody's talking about that. The Democrats aren't talking about that. How long have they had the position to create a better path to citizenship versus encouraging behavior that they know is dangerous, behavior that they know will hurt children? Why are they encouraging this type of behavior instead of supporting a president that is really the only president that is starting to talk about these issues happening at the border? We need to start having these conversations, and that's exactly why I brought you on here. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about the children who are lost and sold and their organs are being taken, and these women who are completely prepared to cross the border with the Plan B pill because they know that they're going to be raped. I mean,
Yes.
Why aren't these people talking about it? Coyotes? I can't believe they don't even know what a coyote is. That's a little shocking.
Yeah, and the most important thing about this, and like you're signalizing, is that the significance and the technicisms of the words are being lost, and a lot of the things are because a lot of Mexicans, we feel that in particularly on your side, a lot of Mexican Democrats or Mexican liberals or Hispanic liberals or Hispanic Democrats, they don't understand the problematic that is on the borders. This is why they put a wall. Now, there's a wall because of a reason. There's, Mexico, if we go statistically, Mexico is number one for cartel activity in the world. It's number two for child trafficking in the world. It's number two for killings of women in the world. It has the number two cities on top of Latin America for killings of women. One of them is Ciudad Juarez. The other one is Tijuana, the city that I live in. Tijuana has been, for the second year in the world, the most violent city in the world in terms of assassinations and killings. We are number four for human smuggling. We're number five for clandestine bearings. And we have, in this president that just started this administration, we have more than 85,000 deaths. That is a history-breaking record, and the most insecure president that has ever existed, that wants to turn our country into communism, that brings chaos, and it brings all these, globalist movements that they're happening. Now, the most amazing thing about this, Denise, 2 days ago, Joe Biden gave a statement. This is what we're talking about, globalism, and how all these globalism, which brings all these chaotic disbalances of the borders and open border agenda. Joe Biden 2 days ago, he mentioned this. He said, I will create a better Central America, more prosperous Central America, and I will help them to migrate more safely. What does this tell you? Remember, in the administration of Barack Obama, they got the globalist compact ready of immigration. He was the vice president. This means that if he gets, God forbid, he gets to be a president, he will actually bring that idea again. And the United States and the sovereign nation of the United States will disappear. The American dream, all of this stuff that is really valuable, because the most, the dream of every Mexican, or the dream of every person in the world, is to migrate correctly to the United
Yep.
States of America. That is the most important capitalist country in the world. All of those things will disappear. And as you hear Joe Biden, he is a pampered of the Chinese communist system, as it is George Soros. So all of these kind of situations are going to come to your country if it doesn't get controlled, and if people don't reelect Donald Trump.
Right. And, I hear so much of, Hispanics and Mexicans who are Democrat, because we're raised on it here as a religion. Democrats are for Latinos. Democrats are for Hispanics. It has become a religion, and it's very interesting because Hispanic families are very conservative anyways. We're conservative with our family values. We're conservative with our lifestyles. Migrants want to come here, want to have that American dream, have their homes and their jobs, and they want to be left alone. And when governors like Gavin Newsom decide that they want to make sanctuary states and not support the people here in the United States, it really becomes a problem, because now we have such high crime rate, and people think, oh, ICE is going to come out for all these Latinos, going to look for nopal on a forehead, and they're going to arrest them. But what's happening is they come for the people who are child abusers, who are drug pushers, who do have domestic violence cases. So it's really shocking that people still support. I see a lot of people say supporting like cartels. It's really interesting here. They support the cartels. That they get people hooked on drugs. They sell their own women. They sell drugs to these children. We have not ever been told the real truth on what's happening in politics. We've been lied to. Presidents like Barack Obama have pretended that there's never any of these problems. Now, finally, we're starting to see that Latinos are waking up, Blacks are waking up, Asians are waking up, and now you're seeing all these exits from the Democratic Party because they have done nothing for us. They have given us nothing that we can actually have a successful lifestyle. They want to come here and they want us illegal so that way they can have us under their thumb. We're too scared to report anything. We're too scared to fight back with our children. And, hopefully, God willing, Donald Trump does get reelected so we can start repairing our country and start having these legal immigrants come and really build on that American dream that we all want. It's really, somebody said they have a proud nopal on their forehead.
It's when it comes to the system of communism, it takes you to the 10 steps of what is Karl Marx. And Karl Marx, what it wants, and what the Joe Bidens, the Gavin Newsoms, and all these Nancy Pelosi's and all this kind of stuff, they have the ideology of China being the global model for the world. Even George Soros has said that. Yeah. And one of the things that brings communism is a lot of chaotic things: revolution, disturbances, riots, lootings, all these groups. And all this globalist compact of immigration that brings all this child trafficking is part of creating a chaotic movement so they can disturb the borders. Now, in terms of what is happening in there's another point that it was in the debate: the children in cages. Now, it is obvious. This is obvious. Even a blind man can see. If you go on your tab bar on the top and search children in cages on 2014, it will appear numerous documents about Barack Obama building these cages. Yeah. Now, for all you Hispanics and all you Mexican Americans and all you paisanos that are living in the United States of America, you have to realize this. The president that deported more Mexicans in history, it is Barack Obama.
Yep. Deporter in chief.
Yes. It has not been Donald Trump. And the person that has separated more families in history, registered in the Department of Homeland Security, it is Barack Obama. Now, you're talking about separation of families. Right now, what Donald Trump is doing due to the COVID situation, all the children are being put into hotels in the Hamptons. For example, in Arizona, they're putting children in the Hamptons with a certain amount of kids in every room, and also in El Paso. What does this tell you? It tells you that it's not using the detention centers as they say. And also, all the child trafficking that is occurring with fake families. Why are these children not being reclaimed? Number one thing, easy. Families don't want their children anymore. These kids are 12, 13, 14 years old, and they're acting. The mentality of a kid from Central America is almost the mentality of an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old. They know, they have known the business of trafficking. They know the business of violence and delinquents. They were raised in a bad environment. So they already know how to take advantage of that, and they don't want to return back home. A lot of
Yep.
them are being used as fake families and fake marriages. Now, in the administration of Barack Obama, they were being deported back to the same coyotes, to the same people that they were returning them back. It was exactly the same system that Barack Obama was using with private prisons, with CCAs, MCCs, and GEOs. What he was doing, he was deporting them and they were coming back. Why? Because their whole life has been in the United States of America. So it is a business for the private prisons. I deport you, you come back. I deport you, you come back. So you get illegal entry and then you get illegal reentry. That's why all the private prisons in the United States of America, the federal system, 34% of them are full with Hispanics and full with Latinos, because it was a deporting strategy. Now, in terms to fake families, right now, what the administration of Trump is doing, in difference of Barack Obama, they're studying the graphics on how to return these kids home. They're not returning them just as Barack Obama was doing. I'll get you, I'll deport you, and I don't know where in the hell you go. They are studying. They're calling the consulate of Guatemala. They're calling the consulate of Honduras. They're calling the consulate of El Salvador. And actually, they have people prepared, psychologists, teachers, and people that they are educators, that they know about how to treat a child and how to study a family. Why this kid came over here. If it is safe for him to return back all the way to Guatemala, can we keep him? And if we keep him, how long can we keep him? And who's going to take care of him? This is why all these Democrat people and all these people, they are always, arguing that why they're not releasing these kids. It is because they don't want to release them to child traffickers again, in quote unquote coyotes or polleros. So that is
Exactly.
the number one reason why they're not releasing them. It has been happening in Tapachula, in the migrant station on the 21st century. That is the door to Guatemala. I have been there. There's activists from Mexico. One of them is Luis Villagran, that is the huge activist that has been organizing all these caravans. And there's American activists over there, liberals, that they're going all the way to the south to provoke and to get all these children so they can traffic them and make a fake family. Even I have an interview, and it was a ridiculous interview, Denise. Is an activist from New York by the name of Justice. And he was saying, hypothetically, I want to argue with you. Hypothetically, if you're running away from fear, and if somebody tried to kill you, you're telling me that you would not, forge a marriage, or you would not make a fake family? I said, you got to be kidding me with this. You're supposed to be a United States citizen. You're for law and order. That's cheating on immigration law. And this is what all these nonprofit and all these liberals in the border that connects to your country have been doing. They have been coming into our country of Mexico and practicing their law unlawfully, violating our constitutional right, that is Article 33 of the Constitution of Mexico, that says that no foreigner can bring external policies to our country. They don't care. They got offices here. They got lawyers here. They have their own movements here. They have been protesting here. You don't see Joe Biden talking about that. You
No.
don't see Joe Biden talking about how Antifa is in Mexico, how all these nonprofit organizations have been trafficking children for the longest of time. And you're talking about huge amounts of quantity. Now, for me to not go extend myself and let you talk, Denise.
No, the floor is yours. This is what people need to hear. It is absolutely yours.
In the months of 2019, look at the numbers. In the months of 2019, in the month of March, 7,836 children were found unaccompanied. In the month of April, and the next month, 8,946. Now, you're talking about that it's increasing. And people are saying, why the wall? The wall doesn't work then. The wall doesn't work. It's not the wall. It's the globalist compact of immigration that is pushing this influx of migrants to suffocate the United States of America so they can open their borders. Now, what do we need to do to end this? Is to eliminate these agreements with the globalist compacts of immigration. That is the agreements that the United Nations is bringing into all our countries to make a one world order, to make a new world order, one government, one immigration law, one Bitcoin, one passport, one everything. It is the fraternal universal as their language, Masonic language that they use, the universal fraternity, all of this stuff. It is coming to our countries, and it's coming enormously. It's not coming slowly. It's coming enormously at a fast pace. And everybody's not understanding why immigration is happening like this. But we need to understand why. And the reason why is Donald Trump, God bless that president, he did not sign, he loves so much his country that he did not sign the globalist compact of immigration. Whether you like it or not, coming from a Mexican, I'm telling you, to all your Hispanics and to all your Latinos, that you don't know what is happening over here. We are suffering over here in Mexico with this immigration of influx and this child trafficking that is occurring. It is enormous, the killings of women. And it is enormous, the killings of child that is occurring and the trafficking of organs. This needs to stop. It does not matter if you're Democrat, if you're Republican, if you're a liberal. It's for the lives of children. And if we need to create some program for them to help by this divisive open border, breaking the law and law and order, and the ACLU going on a statement saying we need to dismantle DHS. Why you want to dismantle it? Because you want the business of child trafficking. That is the number one reason why. Because the ACLU has been over here in Tijuana, has been on all the borders. They have been working. Why you want to dismantle DHS? So you can work freely and you can do whatever the hell you want, like you were doing with Barack Obama. This is one of the things that I never understood about your president that says draining the swamp. Now I understand in the long term, when you're listening to him, you're like, oh, okay, so he's getting this part out. He's getting this part out. And then now all the turtles are coming out of the swamp. You're like, oh my God, okay, now it's because of this reason, it's because of that. So it is a complete lie. What he's saying that, child trafficking is not occurring. It is, the percentage in the United States of America for child abuse, it is horrible. It's more than 80%. It's horrible what is going on in the country of the United States. Yeah. But it's more horrible that United States citizens, liberals, are coming to our country to traffic childs and to instigate and motivate people to cross illegally to the United States. So it is the own people of the country that is doing this. Remember what Abraham Lincoln said, the country will be destroyed by within, not by outsiders. So that is a reality of what is happening today.
It's really, it's heartbreaking that people here in the United States don't really understand how this child trafficking works. Here, there's about 800,000 children in the world that get reported missing each year. We don't even know what that is at the border because nobody's looking for them. Once they get here, they go into the CPS system, which is 86% of those children who are in the CPS system end up in the human trafficking trade. So it's a never-ending cycle when these people here in the United States and just anywhere say that we should have open borders and nobody should be vetted and we should just let these children stay with these coyotes. They have zero knowledge on how these children are abused and what's actually going on. And I'm hoping that after they see this, just a small clip of, the kind of information that you have, people need to start talking about this. I have actually been banned. I got banned from Facebook. That's why I had to be here for talking about the human trafficking issue. That's why we're here, because Facebook does not want me to talk about it. We have a huge problem and it's now been mainstream. Child trafficking, human trafficking has now been mainstream on all social media handles. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they all have pages that allow for human trafficking to happen. But when people like you and I report these people and Facebook to the child trafficking sites, I get taken down. My accounts get banned. I can no longer go live on some certain channels. So you have to really ask yourself, who's involved in this human trafficking fiasco and why are they trying to hide it so hard? I really do thank you for talking about this issue. Now, I want to, can you let my viewers know how to find you, where they can see more information, and just any way that they can contact you if needed?
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me, Denise, first of all. Thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to meet you. You can follow me at YouTube as Oscar L. Blue. Also, you can follow me at my page at Facebook as Oscar Blue. Also, you can follow me, my partner, Real Anthony Agüero, at his page at YouTube as Real Anthony Agüero, and also at Facebook as Real Anthony Agüero. And also, you can follow Border Network News, our little network that we have, and also America's Voice News. Sometimes I'm live right there. A few times over there. So thank you so much for the opportunity to come in over here to speaking to all Hispanics and all Mexican Americans and to all the American people. You guys are. Can I say one last thing?
Absolutely.
You guys are going through a process right now that is really difficult. It's really difficult because they are creating these divisive and all these movements to make the United States of America go to their knees and surrender their not only their sovereign nations, but surrender your freedom. Please, I encourage you to go out there and vote in person. Don't mail in your ballot. These globalists and these elite want to water down your constitutional right, to make you afraid with this fear tactic, and to keep you in your house so your constitutional right will be watered down. That is going out there and voting in person. If you don't go out there and vote in person for the right individual that at this moment is the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, for him to get reelected, a lot of situations are going to get worse. It's a huge responsibility. The United States of America is the leader of the world. Women and men of the United States of America are leaders of the world. Whatever happened to that? Don't let that go away, and don't let all these Democrat liberals take that away from you. God bless you, Denise, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for being here. And again, you can find Oscar on his YouTube and Facebook. You can find me at freedom-angels.org. And yes, please go out and vote. Please vote in person. And please take that muzzle off your face. That mask is the first step in weakening you and telling you that you no longer have the right to decide what goes on or inside of your body. So this is a real big issue here, these masks. Please take them off. And, we will be back. And thank you again for following this YouTube channel. I will be mostly here because Facebook and Instagram have banned me. So thank you, Oscar, and we will talk again soon.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.